You're listening to Adventure Airwaves.
You are listening to Adventure Airwaves. Joyful journeys, place-based predicaments, and adventures of questionable significance. This is episode 7, and it's called An Untraditional Ballad of the John Muir Trail. And a bit of warning for you R&B fans. This episode is not a ballad in the love song sense, but more of a ballad in the old school storytelling sense. Which reminds me of something Voltaire said back in the 1700s. Anything too stupid to be said is sung. Well, I'm not sure if this ballad counts as singing, but I bet it's close enough for him. This is Adventure Airwaves Episode 7, An Untraditional Ballad of the John Muir Trail. And it was July in 2011 or 12, fortuitous wayfaring on the John Muir Trail, and the story starts on the side of 395. My cell phone alarm woke me before the dawn, and the plan was to get a day of alpine climbing on. I had some shoes and chalk and a backpack with water map and snacks. And the civil twilight just didn't sit right. The thunder and lightning came from the west side, so I went for plan B, a rainy day drive in Yosemite. Was all alone in the rain on summer vacation. Saw a line of people gathered at the permit station. Said, I think I'll go make another cup of coffee with them. Pulled out my stove, my umbrella, then I got approached by a Gore-Tex fella. He said I better hurry, the ranger's about to open the door. Said, what for? Then he explained the permit process, said he'd save my space if I bring him a French press, and before I knew it, I was at the front of the line. Well, the ranger said, where you want to go? I said, I don't know, Mammoth, I suppose. She said, there's one spot left, consider yourself lucky. Get on the John Muir Trail, hike all the way to Mount Whitney. The ranger asked, how long do you need? I said, about 10 days. She said, you got 3 weeks. So I packed up my gear, I got on the trail, I didn't look at the map, and then I got lost in the dark. So in the deep of the night in Lyell Fork Canyon, red and green glowing eyes were my only companion. I worked my way to the base of Donahue Pass. Sleeping under a tarp designed by Ray Jardine, moonshine, Nalgene, skills sewing machine. Got up to take a leak and it was like I was in a darn planetarium. Walked up to Donahue Ridge around sunrise, and there was smoke permeating the view of the sky and Mount Banner from my next campsite, Thousand Island Lake. You see, the trail just gives and the city takes. Was living large for a minute in Mammoth Lakes, met some thru hikers and slept in an asphalt parking lot. Got back on the trail with a foil-wrapped calzone. 3 days of food, 6 days to go. Making coffee in the morning up at Silver Pass Lake. Looming starvation was my only mistake. Had 100 miles left and 2 days of food. Like naked and afraid, except I wasn't nude. Just withering away in fits of hunger. And even the mosquitoes were passing me over. I was miles from my next resupply location. The Muir Trail Ranch was my only salvation, and the hiker's box free food that others had discarded, shared with the unprepared, hold it highly regarded. And the hot spring breeze reflected off the trees, complimentary oatmeal and batteries, neath the smell of horse apples, bug spray, strawberries and cream. Made it through Evolution Valley with everything but my heart, watching ripples on the lake tear the mountains apart, where the stars and the moon wash the granite in cosmic blue. Had a sunrise hike out of a glacial trench and eating crumbs like a finch up on Darwin Bench. It felt good to freeload off the collective kindness of strangers. Followed Palisade Creek onto the South Kings River via Mathers Pass, and the mountains got bigger, happy inside, 'cause I was finally catching my stride. Cooking free pancakes in the trees at Ray Lakes, and bluebirds and chickadees replaced the scrub jays and mountain gooseberry, club moss, and timberline bluegrass. And topped Glen Pass around 10 a.m. while the view to the south was pulling me in, and I walked out that day and hitchhiked to resupply. I mailed my stove back home so I'd be lighter, climbed Forester Pass, and pulled an all-nighter to watch the sky rotate behind a horizon silhouette. And above tree line with clear skies at sunrise, hiked to Guitar Lake with some nice Korean guys, and they set up camp and we said our goodbyes. Well, Mount Whitney shined like a granite gem. I passed Trail Crest by 5 p.m. and me and the marmot had the summit all to ourselves. Looking down at Iceberg Lake, I got the chills, caught a vertigo view of the Alabama hills that 30,000 hikers try it every year. But on a Friday in the summer, nobody was here. I watched the sun sink into the Pacific Ocean, tightened up my shoes with an adventurous notion. Don't like backtracking, went out backpacking, had to find a way down. So this is what happened, sipping Alpenglow and Granite Ambrosia, took the mountaineer's route for some evening exposure, descending the notch like a lobster in an ocean of rocks. It was a delicate dance on silicone dioxide, staying out of the choss and avoiding a rock slide. Caught my breath on the shores of that iceberg lake. With the view of the valley, making the last night's bed, caught the smell of wag bags, had a mouse on my head as an indication of the proximity of civilization. So I hiked on in to the Portal store and tried to buy a souvenir, and then I thought, what for? The things that I needed, I carried with me all along. So I was thumbing my way up 395. I made a friend from a stranger, which seemed about right, and we found ourselves making coffee in the spot where the story began. So picked up my car from the permit station, lit up by the sheriff for expired registration. I was better off dealing with rock slides, lightning, and bears. Well, there's shoes and paddles, and wheels and sails, and the understated joy of wilderness trails, and wondering what's up ahead around the bend. This episode was recorded in Transylvania County, North Carolina, in December of 2019. You know, Adventure Airwaves is celebrating its 1-year anniversary this month, and I want to thank all of the new subscribers and likers of the Facebook page, and especially thank those of you who have left a rating or review. The song that you're listening to is Benevolence by Seeking Madras. You can find them online at seekingmadras.bandcamp.com. And the acoustic guitar playing that you heard was by me. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a positive review, tell a friend, or yell it out the window. Thanks for listening. Cheers.